Kessler syndrome. Is space disaster already here? The Kessler syndrome has become a hot topic in the space community, especially on 27 December 2024. This phenomenon, first proposed by NASA scientist Donald J. Kessler in 1978, describes a catastrophic scenario where the density of objects in low Earth orbit, LEO, becomes so high that collisions between these objects create even more debris. This could lead to a chain reaction of collisions, making parts of space unusable for future satellites and spacecraft. As humanity increasingly relies on satellites for communication, navigation, and observation, the implications of the Kessler syndrome are dire. The risk is not just theoretical. Recent developments suggest that we might already be witnessing the early stages of this disaster. The concept of Kessler syndrome revolves around a simple yet alarming idea. As more satellites are launched into orbit, the chances of collisions increase. Each collision generates debris that can collide with other objects, creating a domino effect. This cycle could ultimately lead to a scenario where space becomes cluttered with debris, making it hazardous for any operational satellites or missions. NASA estimates there are currently about 23,000 pieces of debris larger than a baseball orbiting Earth. In addition to this, there are roughly 500,000 pieces about the size of a marble and around 100 million smaller fragments. These objects travel at speeds of up to 27,000 kilometers per hour. At such velocities, even tiny pieces can cause significant damage to operational spacecraft. Recent events have heightened concerns about the Kessler syndrome. For instance, the launch of satellite mega constellations by companies like SpaceX and Amazon has increased the number of objects in LEO dramatically. While these projects aim to provide global internet coverage and other services, they also raise the risk of collisions. With thousands of satellites planned for launch in the coming years, experts warn that we may be approaching a critical threshold. One significant incident occurred on 9th August 2024 when a Chinese Long March 6 rocket broke apart in low Earth orbit. This event created hundreds of debris fragments that pose risks to other satellites operating in similar altitudes. Such occurrences illustrate how quickly the situation can escalate. Experts disagree on whether we have entered the Kessler syndrome phase or if we are on the brink. Some argue that while we have not yet reached a critical mass of debris leading to uncontrollable collisions, we are dangerously close. Others believe that with proper management and mitigation strategies, we can prevent this scenario from unfolding. The scientific community acknowledges that various factors contribute to this issue. For example, many nations continue to launch satellites without adequate consideration for space debris management. Additionally, older satellites and rocket stages remain in orbit long after their missions have ended. These non-operational objects contribute significantly to the debris problem. To combat this growing threat, experts emphasize the need for international cooperation and regulations regarding satellite launches and debris mitigation strategies. The development of technologies capable of removing space debris is also crucial. Without proactive measures, we risk entering an era where launching new satellites becomes prohibitively dangerous.